Hi, welcome to Beer Disciples. I'm Ross Quintana.
And I'm Bruno French.
Yeah, we have a special guest, Bruno French, here with us today, and we're going to be trying the Lagunitas Wilco Tango Foxtrot, or WTF. You know, lately I've been feeling a little like WTF, so this is a very appropriate beer. This comes from Lagunitas Brewing out of Petaluma, California, and this is in the category of American Strong Ale. It's actually an Imperial Brown Ale, but they don't have a rating category for that on the rating sites, so it's marked under American Strong Ale. What we have here is alcohol content is 7.83%. IBUs are 64.2, so international bittering units. So that tells you, you're going to get some hops in there. It's not going to be over the top. When we look at the label, it says a malty, robust, jobless recovery ale. So there you go. Limited release. I'm excited to try it. The other day I tried the Hop Stupid for the first time off a recommendation off of a video from the brewer at Southern Tier, who I really like, and he said that when someone asked him what he had in his fridge besides Southern Tier products, and he'd mentioned Hop Stupid, and I don't know if he mentioned this one or not, but the Hop Stupid was excellent. I passed up on Lagunitas for a long time, as I heard other people on Beer Disciples on our Facebook page said, some people said, well, I've seen it, it seemed like it was always available, so I passed up on it, now I'm going to have to go back and try it. And that's exactly what happened with me. I looked at it and thought, oh, okay, it looked like it could have been one of those other beers that just isn't really going to be good, but it's always there. And surprisingly enough, it was excellent. Some people have rated it very high, the Hop Stupid, and it was excellent. We rated it high also. So this one gets a rating of 97 for overall on Rate Beer, and 81 for the style out of 579 ratings. So the overall is pretty good, but the style was a little lower. Normally when that happens, it tells me that people like the beer, but against it tells me it's an unusual beer, because against its own style, a lot of times maybe it's not right down the middle representative, but it's exceptional. It kind of reminds me of Chocolate from Southern Tier, which is an exceptional stout. It's probably one of my favorite stouts, but because it has chocolate, it's flavored stout, so it's not traditional in the sense of the regular. So anyway, Beer Advocate gives this a B+ rating out of 516 reviews, so that's pretty solid, sounds good. We're going to crack it open and see what we get here.
Excited.
Let's see if I can get it open there. There we go. Limited release. It's been released already. All right, let's take a look at this pour here. So, I like a little more action, so we're going to go right up the middle. Yeah, you're getting some cascading, slow two-tone pour. Color's looking pretty clear, kind of amber, a light amber, clear. Looks like a lot of carbonation based on the amount of bubbles we're still seeing in the glass. And your head's looking pretty good here. I get that all the time. You got some lacing on there, but the bubbles look nice and tight, so it looks pretty interesting. Go ahead and get yourself a pour on there. Awesome. Take a second look at it. These are in the Sam Adams 25-year glass. And yeah, a nice slow cascade. What that tells me is it's going to be malty.
Right.
And that's what it talks about, a malt body. So when it's kind of slow like that, we're definitely expecting to get some sweetness out of there. Okay, so let's take a look here. Start off, so on appearance, we rate this 1 through 5. I'm thinking of actually switching that to a 1 through 10, because I think it gives you a little more accurate read, because you end up doing 4.5, which really is because you want to break it down a little bit more. But on appearance, for that, I'm going to say, again, we've got a nice amber color, decent medium action pour, and it's got a nice color. It's a little clear, so
that's what I was thinking. It's just a wee bit.
It's pretty clear, so we'll see how that translates. I'm going to say on that, though, for as far as how it looks, I'm going to give it a solid 4, which is, for me, above average. You know, really 3s for me is about average. It's a pretty good-looking beer. So that's what I think. What do you
Yeah, I'd probably rate around a 3.5 to a 4. It's a little clear for me, but
Yeah, I could have almost gone a 3.5 on that as far as depth goes. Next is the smell. So let's get the nose on this.
Has a nice, almost a citrusy tone to it.
Yeah, you can smell the hops. You get the little bit of hops up front. You can definitely smell the sweet malt too. It's kind of sweet with a little bit of hops. Pretty good balance overall. I'm gonna say I'm not as big into the kind of skunky hops. Taking a smell, I can kind of get an idea of where this is gonna be. For me, it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 for me.
That's what I was thinking. About a 3.5 because it's not overpowering. It's subtle, but it's not quite there yet.
It's not bad, but it's not blowing me away. I agree. It's not. I'm not getting a strong sense. Of it. I mean, it's still there, but let's go to taste here. That's pretty good.
It is. Very flavorful. And the different tastes, the different flavors linger on your tongue, so you kind of go through a different.
Yeah, I like this. It's got a. You can definitely taste the sweet malt body in there.
Oh yeah.
And it actually tastes less hoppy than it smells. So it smelled like it was going to be hoppier than this.
Yep.
From an IBU standpoint, it smelled like it was going to be in the 75s, 80s, and it's really in the 64, and that's where it tastes. So the profiles actually, they did a great job blending it together.
They did.
It's amazing how, not to get to mouthfeel yet, but it leaves that hop linger in your mouth, but it's constantly got that sweet, but not a syrupy sweet, almost a refreshing. Okay, let's take a look at mouthfeel. One of the things that I think is interesting about this beer is that the mouthfeel is, it's got a syrupy characteristic to it, but it's still refreshing.
It is. And
it washes away. It doesn't leave the syrupy mouthfeel. And then it does leave you with a little bit of a hop profile afterwards. Actually, I taste the most hops after that's left in the mouth than I did. It's almost what I expected to taste from the nose.
At the beginning, yeah.
And then you didn't really get it in the drink, but then afterwards, there it is. Surprise, here I am. Mouthfeel for me, I'm going to say is a 4 on this.
Yeah, I would say a 4 also.
I like what it's doing. I mean, it's not so complex and big that I could go above a 4, but it's definitely above average. And because of the balance and the characteristic of it, I appreciate what they did.
Good job.
Drinkability. Drinkability for me, it's very drinkable.
Very.
I would say at least for me a 4 or 5 on this because of the balance. Whenever you get a balanced beer like this, you get a beer that, part of the reason why it was clear, and yet we could still smell the malt, that refreshing characteristic, that balance, all of that. I noticed that in the Hop Stupid with them. It seems like it's something that I'm starting to see in their beers. And it's one of the things that I really enjoyed in... Giggling kids. That's right. Don't think that we've given them the beer we haven't. I should be giggling because we've had to take this over about 3-4 times because of the kids in the background. So, that is why there's no bringing your kids to the office if you work at a television station. So, the drinkability on this, what what makes that really great is their balance. And I've seen it in their hop stupid. I've seen it in their other things. It reminds me a little bit of Southern Tier, only a smaller version. Like Southern Tier has such incredible balance that they can pack so much flavor into a beer and then put this malt body over these extreme flavors to kind of keep it, you still notice that it's a big, bold flavor, but it's not so far out that it becomes out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
And with this one, I feel like that's something that they're able to do, and I don't get that in a lot of beers. A lot of the beers, they're just throwing, in my opinion, ingredients together, and you can taste when it feels like they're just, okay, great. You want to be crazy hops? Well, you can put in an enormous amount of hops, but that doesn't mean you created a great beer. For me, it's being able to balance. Whatever you're doing should be in the appropriate balance. It needs to work together. Just like pairing food together, some food doesn't work together very well, and some seems like it goes naturally together.
Right.
And good beer making says, give me your idea, tell me what profile you're trying to get, and then make it work in a way that's logical, that makes sense. And I think they've done a great job on that. They're definitely, that's one of the characteristics that I'm seeing with Lagunitas, is they're pretty good at putting a balance together. So
Most definitely.
I'm going to give this beer a B+ overall. I'm going to agree with Beer Advocate.
Yep.
It's if it had a little bit more depth, both in the a better nose
aroma,
and a little bit more depth in the visuals, I could have gone an A-. But for me, it's a nice solid B+, and it's one that if you see it out there, I would say definitely pick it up.
Definitely.
Lagunitas is earning a little bit of respect from me. I like what they're doing. They have smooth beers that are well balanced, and you can tell they're pretty well made. So they're doing a good job. I would say suggest. All right, till next time.
Till next
Cheers.
time. Bombs are going off.
You guys stop laughing and making noise. I'm recording. You be quiet.
Oh, shit.